Ever since I was a young boy back in the 1980s, watching PBS documentaries with my family of Eskimos building their unique snowblock homes, I've been really intrigued by igloos. If you're somehow unfamiliar with the igloo, it's the world's only self-supporting dome structure, and it's made entirely from carefully carved blocks of snow. Building one of these was a boyhood dream of mine, but winter after winter, snowfort after snowfort, try as we might, my little brother and I were never successful in completing one. Little did we know at the time, northern Minnesota just doesn't really get the right kind of snow for making one of these happen. Fast forward through time, some 25 years later, on the opposite side of the planet, my luck was about to change. After moving to New Zealand and joining the Christchurch Tramping Club, I met this guy named Bill. Bill told me he knew how to build an igloo and that he could teach me how to build one too. Despite my skepticism and the fact that he was from Alabama, not a place that's generally known for snow, I jumped at the chance. The key to building an igloo, as I soon learned, was having the right type of snow. This is why all of my previous efforts had failed. Snowfall in northern Minnesota is often granular, dry, and transient, with minimal accumulation throughout the winter. This results in a snowpack that's very stratified, having numerous alternating layers of differently textured snow and ice, i.e., bad for building igloos. In contrast, quality snow that's good for building igloo tends to be reasonably dense, deep, and homogeneous. Traditionally, the Inuit were able to build their igloos strictly from snow blocks cut from inside the perimeter of their chosen spot. I've tried to stay true to this principle, but I've also found that having a couple friends cutting blocks from a nearby quarry and feeding them to you can drastically speed up the process. The igloo you see in this video took my friend Kaylee and I nearly a full day to complete, but it ended up being large enough to stand up and walk around in. Ideally, with a little practice and the right snow, you should be able to build a slightly smaller one of these within a couple of hours. Contrary to what some believe, igloos are actually quite warm, certainly a lot warmer than sleeping in a tent in winter anyway. The reason for this is because snow is actually a superb insulator. Soft fallen snow, for example, is about 95% air by volume, and static air, as you may know, has fantastic insulative properties. It can be 40 below zero outside, but inside the igloo, it will tend to hover right around 0 degrees, which is a lot warmer than minus 40. Much warmer than that, and your shelter starts to melt. Your own body heat acts as a gentle heat source inside the igloo, which causes the interior to melt slightly. When the sun goes down and the temperature drops, this causes the interior to refreeze and makes the igloo even stronger. If you choose to run any sort of stove inside your igloo, it's critically important to have cut small holes toward the top of the dome to allow for adequate ventilation. It's been documented that the Inuit have been building igloo for many hundreds of years, but I'd be willing to venture that they've been around for far, far longer than that. Thanks for watching.